So 10 tips on how to get and retain a beautiful woman and have her devoted to you and make sure you are the love of her life forevermore, to the point she'll basically do anything for you. So 10 tips on having a girl completely devoted to you. There are many people out there giving advice in the so-called manosphere, and most of it's obviously total garbage. Hopefully you might have realized that by now. Certainly if you're watching this channel, you should realize that by now. And as this channel is a satellite to the Entourage, to Christian Casanova's channel, this is a satellite channel to that I do as a hobby. This is going to be a really good compliment for Entourage guys, because the Entourage, we talk a lot about acquisition, you know, meeting girls in the streets and doing cold approach and all this type of thing. I'm going to talk here about retention. Why am I qualified to talk about this? Can't show you the pictures of my ex-girlfriends who've been in love with me and all this type of thing, but yeah, I almost wish I could, but it would be wrong to do that. The reason I'm qualified to talk about this is the following. First of all, I've always found it easy to get girlfriends. From being 15, that part I've always found easy. Like, acquiring new leads, I did find quite hard. But actually, once I had someone going, I found it very easy always to get girlfriends. Easy. Secondly, as I got older, I'm 39, I was part of the generation, let's say we were going out hitting it hard in our late 20s, from like 2010, 11 to about 2020, so the pandemic, right? So late 20s and 30s. That's a 10-year period. We were the harem generation. Okay, so guys would be going out, my group would be going out, and everyone would have at least one girlfriend, they'd have a side chick, they'd have a harem. Whether that's a good idea or not, that's what we all wanted to do. This was the cool thing to do. And the one thing about that is, what it gives you is, and none of this was online, this was all from clubs. We're that generation, I'm part of that generation. And what that gives you is a lot of reference experience in a short time, okay? Because if you're dating, let's say, over a 3-year period, you have like 10 girlfriends, and 3 of them each at a time, yeah? Like, pretty much who are just dating you, okay? So what that gives you, it's like playing 3 games of chess at the same time. So it gives you like grandmaster level way quicker than you could get in any other way. So I've seen a lot. I've also pulled a lot of intelligence, shall we say, with my 4 or 5 best wings over the years. And to be honest, I'm not in that phase anymore. And I don't even recommend you go through that phase, to be honest, for reasons I might outline later on. But I can definitely share stuff with you. So let's get straight into it. Point number one. This is before even point number 1. Selection. Selection is all important. You need a girl who is physically arousing to you. Or every time you see her, you should want to absolutely devour her every single time. You need a girl who you know is going to be loyal. Okay, it's in her nature to want to find a guy and to be loyal to him. And she also, crucially, she needs to be an asset to you. She needs to be an asset to you. She needs to have the intelligence to know she is going to have to be an asset to you. Okay. I personally, I can get a princess, but I don't want a princess. I want a soldier. Yeah. If I've got to go forward into the fucking trenches, I've got to go through, I need a soldier. Yeah, she needs to bring me the supplies. Yeah, I need a soldier with me. So those are the kind of girls I like. The beautiful ones, all this is all great, but I don't need a fucking flower. I need a soldier. Decide what type of girl you want and decide what kind of asset you want and select that. Obviously, she has to select you as well. So you don't really want to be with a girl who's lukewarm about you. That's fucking retarded, right? You don't want that. You want a girl who you're very, very into. I would say this personally, I think she should be maybe, more into you than you are into her. Just slightly, let's say, or maybe even double actually. You want that. Because otherwise, you're going to be chasing her around and stuff like that. That's bullshit. You don't want that. Is she an asset or is she a cost? Is she a sunk cost? You want an asset. Number 1, so selection. 90% of your problems will be solved just by selecting the right woman, okay? How do you go about that? Look for reasons to disqualify her. There's too many guys who are desperate, who are going, oh look, she's got this great, and we all do it sometimes, right? But you have to look for reasons to disqualify her. That's what you should be doing initially. You should be looking at watching her like a hawk. Don't say too much, but just look at reasons. Go, give me the reasons to disqualify her. Go ahead, please be my guest. Disqualify yourself, so I don't have to take you seriously. And if she shows signs, great. That means you just wasted 2, 3 years, 4, 5, 10, 20 years of pain. Brilliant. So look for things that don't look for the positives initially. Look, she's going to show positives, but look for ways to disqualify her. Okay. That's when you get the really good relationships. When you looked initially, what could I disqualify this girl on? And actually, if you do look with a clear-sighted, clear vision, and you don't find anything, or you don't find anything major, that's going to be a great relationship. If you're ignoring things to disqualify it and you're just hoping it's going to go away, it won't. And eventually the relationship's just going to end in disaster. That's a guarantee. Okay, so early on, look at the DNA of the girl, look at the DNA of the relationship, find angles to disqualify her. Okay, if it's not adding up, subtract it. Okay, so once we've got the girl, we've got a good girl, she's fucking great. She's an asset, she's going to be great. Let's look at some of the basics here. Okay, number 1. Of this list of 10, this is going to be a long video, but if you're struggling with this, if you're struggling to retain, watch the whole thing. Okay, this is, sometimes I forget how much I know on this. Just watch it, okay? So number 1, stay on track. Okay, I think we know this by now, right? Stay on track. People who talk about how they slack when they're living with a girl and this type of thing, or when they've got a girlfriend, that's absolutely absurd to me. I can't relate to that in any way, shape or form. You should never do that. You should never slack for anyone. When you get a girl, that's your chance to up the level. Yeah, you up the work, you up the gym, you up your social life, you up everything. Yeah. So she's just like, oh my god, I just need to I need to cling on to this guy. He's going to take me to the moon. Yeah. So when you up everything, right? So that's number 1. You stay on track, stay on point. Number 2, shit tests. Okay. The fact is now we know about shit testers, guys, because of the vernacular on the internet. We know what they are. We know what they are from approach. You've been approaching, you've probably got some shit, this type of thing. You watch this girl like a hawk. Go try and test me. Go for it. Yeah. Some girls will do it more than others. I personally, most girls that I'm with in the selection phase, if they're doing too much of it, I'll next them. I'm not interested. I don't need it. Yeah. I know I'm on point. I don't need any shit tests, right? You don't need to have doubt about me. Most girls that I'm with long term, there's barely anything. There's barely anything coming back. And when they do, it's almost like, it always catches me really off guard. It's like I'm going out for dinner and the girl's like really insisting I wear one particular shirt. And I might realize afterwards, I'm like, oh fuck, that was a weird shit test that like I didn't even see, right? But that's okay. Sometimes things like that happen. It's fucking fine. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, in general, yeah, these kind of female dominance plays, watch out for them because they'll do them. You need to smack that right back down. Yeah. You need to show them who the fucking daddy is. Yeah. Don't be afraid to be brutal as well. They won't leave you. I guarantee they won't. They won't. Yeah. Or you can do it in a gentle way. I prefer the brutal way. That's just me. If you're more gentle, do it the gentle way. So shit tests. The great thing is now we know what they are, but be aware of them. You know, they're kind of, yeah, testing your strength a little bit. But honestly, if you've got a good setup, they shouldn't come up. They should be very, very rare. Number 3, sex, dominance. In general life, playful and free. Open as well in sex, like just whatever the fuck. Don't, if you're a prude and you're judging the girl's sex, it's probably not a good thing. You need to go and fuck more. Go and fuck a few more girls up the ass. Yeah. If you're a prude, you need to fuck more. And this is one reason. This is why I've got a lot of security in my relationships. Is unless the girl's a prostitute, she hasn't slept with more people than me. So I'm no, especially if she's like under 25, it's just not even, she literally would have to be a prostitute. So for me, that actually gives me a great deal of comfort. It actually does, because I know, like, I've seen more than this girl, like way more, yeah? That gives me a lot of comfort. And I think it's a good thing for men to put it about, yeah? And you can say, oh, it's not fair and it's not equal. I don't care. I just think it's a good thing because they like the fact that you're experienced, you're taking them, you're showing them the ropes, and you know, you've had way more experience than her. Okay, let's say, for example, let's say you slept with 10 girls and she slept with 2 guys. That is enough of an excess, okay? You've slept with 5 times as many people, yeah? Let's say she slept with 3 guys and you slept with fucking whatever, into the 3 figures or whatever, just a lot of, you know, more than 30 or whatever it is, 50 more, whatever it is. Again, that's enough, right? But for me, I'm at like a level of numerical level where it's kind of like, yeah, unless she's a whore, literally, then I've got more experience than her. And it's not equal between men and women. I don't even believe in equality, so I don't care about that argument. So yeah, sex, dominance. Right, we talked about this on my other video. So that's number 3. Number 4, lifestyle. I'm amazed when girls will complain to me, oh yeah, we never go out. Girls complain shit to me about their husbands, like, we never have sex. Stuff like that. And the guy previously has said to me, oh yeah, I don't really care about bedding a lot of women. And then her husband, his wife is like, yeah, we never have sex. And I'm like, okay, it's not good, it's not a good sign. But number 4 here is lifestyle. I'm surprised when like girls complain or guys like, oh yeah, we just stay at home, like we just stay in. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You need to have diverse experiences with this woman. The more different experiences you have with her, like, the more connected you are, the more bonded you are. And I personally don't do it for that reason. I just like to go and do stuff, right? I don't want to be some boring shit staying at home all the time. And girls hate that as well. They want to go on exciting adventures as well. And ideally they would love you to take them on something, you know? So, yeah. And there's girls who, you know, they might have a guy who's good looking and he's quite cool, but the guy doesn't do anything, and they feel that the relationship isn't going anywhere. So, I mean, this is just retard stuff in my opinion. Just go out, take them to the fucking mall, come for a hot chocolate at the mall. You know, go down to, take them to a football match, take them for a fucking walk, you know, down at the park. Just go and do stuff. This is basics, right? People don't even do this, right? Basic shit. It doesn't have to be. Don't spend money on them, by the way, early on. Do not spend money on them early on. No. Spend minimal amounts on them early on. The more you spend on them, the more that's going to inflate. That's just insecure bullshit. Don't do that. Yeah? Don't do it. Okay? No. Number 5. This one, if you're still tuning in now, you want it. This one is gold. No one else talks about this on the whole internet, in my opinion. The inner child of the woman. You want to connect in from time to time with that inner child of hers. Don't ask me why, just do it. The inner child. It might be literally you take her up in your arms, you take her upstairs, and you just throw her on the bed or something, and you just like do something like as if she was a little baby or something, or a toddler or something like that, or you get her to sit on your lap. You connect into that inner child. They need this sometimes. They need it. Yeah. Why that is, I don't know. Things you can do like that from time to time. It might literally be like rocking her like a little child or something. It's fucked up, but they need it. They need it. Yeah. Just as men, we have an inner child. They do as well. Connect into that. No guys are doing this. Yeah. Or very few, or not enough are. Okay. Do this. Do it. Number 6. Envy. Jealousy plot lines now and then. You know, a bit of envy doesn't do women any harm now and then. It's fine. A bit of jealousy, a bit of insecurity, that's fine. They actually love it. So I'm not going to go into how you generate that. I would say just if it happens to come up, don't worry too much if it does. You don't need to make the girl excessively insecure. You can do, but whatever. Jealousy, they respond well to jealousy, basically. Number 7, slap her ass a lot. Slap her ass a lot. Simple thing. Anyone can do this, right? Why? It's a dominance move. She goes over to the sink, smack her ass. Yep. Just in general, it's a good thing to do. So, yeah, you can do it. For example, sometimes when you do it in public as well, they get a bit embarrassed and stuff, and they get a bit flustered. But it's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do. I remember with my ex, she had like a really crazy body. This girl. We were in Portugal, and we went to an outdoor gym, and we were both like working out and stuff like that. She was doing her squats, crazy ass, and there was some guys pretty hench guys. They were just working, doing workouts and stuff like this, and I caught her like looking at one of the guys a little bit, and whatever, it's fine. I mean, it is what it is. To me, it's normal. It'd be like if there was like some babe working out, like I'd probably look at her. So, but it did make me a little bit jealous, a little bit, but not crazy, nothing crazy, right? And I definitely didn't really show it. So I just carried on with my workout. And then like when at some point she like came over to me and stuff like that, I just gave her the biggest whack on the arse, like in front of this whole shit. And she was like all blushing and stuff like that. And that was very much a dominance move on my part, like, this is my property, it's my property, guys. And it's also a dominance move in her brain as well, okay? So it's a good thing to do. We don't have to be like, you don't have to be some impermeable guy who never feels like a bit of a, jealous thing and stuff like that. It's fine, yeah, it's absolutely fine. But that's a good little move you can do. Just whack them on the arse, like, So let's say you go out and she's talking to some guy or something like that. You feel a bit jealous or whatever. Again, don't go over the top. Don't be reactive or anything like that. But just later on, just give her a good whack on the arse. Fucking bring her back into play. Number 8 here, train her, okay? This is the big myth of a cock like Jordan Peterson, who is a complete cock. Although he's good on a lot of things, when it comes to women, he's a fucking cock. The idea that men are civilized by marriage is a complete joke. It's the opposite, yeah? Women are civilized by men. Women without men are a completely uncivilized, bestial force. As you can see by American women, because men over there have abdicated their authority, or they've had it abdicated on their behalf, I don't know. But, yeah, women are civilized by men. Make no mistake about that. We are the civilizing force, so they need to be trained, okay? If this is mashing your brain, it's just because your brain's full of shit. They need to be trained. They need to be trained in the bedroom to please you. They need to be trained in the kitchen, what you want to eat. They need to be trained in life, basically. You're their trainer, you are their leader, okay? That doesn't mean they don't have a job, none of that stuff. I'm not talking about any of that stuff, yeah? I overwhelmingly prefer to date professional women, yeah? Okay? Professional women with high level, actually not super high level, but pretty high level jobs. Yeah, professionals, doctors, accountants, academics. That's my area mostly. But when it comes to, and she can be that in her job, right? When it comes to me, moi, la relation, no. I'm the enforcer, yeah? She is the wild force, and I'm the civilizing brute who's gonna whip her into shape. Yeah, and that's what you should be as well. It works, okay? It just works. Okay, so trainer. We love what we invest in, okay? She's training, she's investing in you, she's trying to please you. We love what we invest in, okay? Number 10, protection and provision. Okay, so this is one a lot of guys don't understand. Protection and provision it's not money. Money is this new thing that's like been around for about probably maybe 5,000 years. It's very new, evolutionarily speaking. Protection and provision is much more base than that. It's much more baseline. It's much more what's going on when you're around her, okay? And actually, the main thing is, she'll feel safe with you if she knows. She'll feel safe with you if she knows that there's no chance something's going to happen to her when she's with you. Or, basically, you need to be willing to take a bullet for the girl you're with. If you're not willing to take a bullet full on in the chest and die to stop her dying, you should not be with that girl. You shouldn't be with her. It's your job. Security is your job. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to be a hard ass. It literally means you have to be willing to take a bullet for the girl, or just literally get your ass kicked. Yeah? It doesn't mean you have to do any. You don't have to be some scrapping guy. No. You just have to be willing to put yourself in front of her. And to me, this is an instinct that's like from childbearing, right? Like they literally need to have a guy who would be willing to put himself in harm's way in front of a wild fucking tiger to protect the children, or a rival fucking tribe or whatever. Okay? So very simple things you can do when you're out. You see a bunch of drunks coming down the street, and she's on your right hand side, they're on the right hand side. You just move her across like that, right? And you just carry on walking. Simple things like that. The girls notice that. They notice it, right? So that should be your frame of reference. And that's that inner dog in you, right? That's that inner beast in you. Don't be afraid about that. They should know that as well. The women in your life should know that. And it's the same with your mom or your sister or whatever. It should be the same thing. Or your children, your family members. You should have that protective instinct in you, okay? And they can say they don't need it. The reality is they do. They do. So that's that last one there. Protection, provision. It's not economic. It's not actually even primarily economic. It's a lot more physical, it's a lot more bestial. And the good thing is that's much more accessible, and it feels a lot more natural, right? So you unleash those inner instincts. Those instincts are there for a reason. Okay. Different people were going to have different angles on this. This is just what works for me. As I said, there's a period of time where I was having 2-3 girlfriends at the same time, and I pretty much do all the same stuff for all the girlfriends. It's kind of fucked. I'm not doing that anymore. I can't be bothered, basically. And I'm 40 in a year. I want to achieve so many more things in my life than just being a PINP, which I actually, I wanted to do for a bit when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I actually did. Okay, it's not bullshit on my channel. Yeah, I can give you the stories or whatever. Other people I know can fucking give you all the stories. My mate's stories, the whole thing, right? The group that I was running with was a dangerous group. I think that's everything for this video. So hopefully that's useful. As I say, this is a satellite channel to the Entourage. My name is Joseph. I help low-achieving crackheads to seduce the sultry vixens of their dreams without so much the use of a single crack pipe. But I'm Joseph, I'm part of the Entourage. This is a satellite to the Entourage, so this video is primarily for those boys and anyone else who comes across it. I really enjoy making these videos because it's a release for me from the rest of my job, to be honest with you, which is like very, it's a different type of job that I do, so I can't talk as frankly as I can on these videos. So it's very enjoyable for me. So thanks for tuning in, and I really hope that stuff is helpful. 1 to 10, trust me, this stuff works. It works. It fucking works, dude. Trust me.